Welcome back to the Practical Microservices stream. It has only been about 8 months since the last time. Reasons, life, whatever. Let's just get into the stream here. So the plan for today is to do what I didn't finish last time, and that was to fix the book code's first run experience. The book's code's first run experience. So we're going to do that today. Let's just let's just jump right into it. So when I was trying to do it 8 months ago, I think I was going through and converting all of the book's code over to ES modules. And I don't know, something about that never felt right, because it was like, hey, because this dependency made that decision, now I've got to change the entire project to fit that. And I don't think that's good. I don't like the ES modules, and I'm an old curmudgeon and a holdout, whatever, fine. We're just not going to do it. So what we're going to do is, because the dependency in question is MIT licensed, we can just get the code from it. We don't have to use it as a dependency anymore. And then that would also shield the code from future changes. Because the thing is like, I don't actively use the book's code, and I don't want it to just break again some point in the future for people. I don't think that would be a good experience. So that's what we're going to do. We will, of course, in the source code file, mention thank you to so-and-so for making this code, but that's going to be the general strategy. And then upon that working, I can then give that to the Pragmatic Bookshelf, and they'll update the zip file that people download when they go to get the book's code. So let's start with this. No, don't do that. I need to fix my keyboard. It's a little incorrect right now. So beauty of this, though, look at this. Opera had all the tabs from before, so that's great. Anyway, let's go to prog.com. Like so. Here's the book's thing. You would come here, and then somewhere on here, source code zip file. Let's download that. I've downloaded it before, so that's going to be in my downloads folder. Great. So we'll come here to this fixbook folder and move downloads, e.g. microcode, and I'll get that one. Oh, you have to give it another name, huh? Let's just call it e.g. microcode.zip. So let's get rid of the one there. Great. Unzip it. What does that leave us with? The code folder, so we can switch into code. Okay, here we are. So the video tutorials folder would be the one to go to first. Whatever changes I make here, I'm going to have to propagate them to the other folders as well. That's fine. That's just to be expected. So we can go into video tutorials. So come down here. I don't think I'm going to need both of those windows open, so we can just close that one. But here in Fixbook, let's see, it was code, video tutorials. Pretty sure I have Node on here. Yeah, version 18. But honestly, I don't think that's what the book is using. Oh man, this is so old. I was Node 12 when I wrote it. It was coming up on 4 years ago that it was published. May end up doing a second edition of it. So making a second edition of it, I'm torn in a couple of different ways. One is that I don't have my copy of the DevOps Handbook here in the room with me, but I read that book and it kind of introduced me to a new world where it's like the technology is typically, in my experience, is not the thing holding back software development organizations from being where they want to be. It could be, but it typically isn't. And so a purely technical book isn't as interesting sounding as it once was. But that said, there are some design things that I did in the book that I'd maybe like to change. Not maybe. I know I want to. If I had it to do over again, the design of the system in the book would be a little bit different. But also, I don't work with JavaScript much more these days anymore, here and there, mostly working in Ruby. And the Eventide project is so much better than the code that I put in my book. And so would I do a second edition with the hand rolled JavaScript implementation, or just switch it over to using the Eventide project, which, I mean, has a better community? Ruby is not a dead language. It's a perfectly good language. It's a wonderful language. I really like Ruby. I also really like JavaScript. Anyway, Ruby 3.3 got released like 3 or 4 days ago. I forget what exactly, but anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're on node 12, which I don't love. If we're going to update the code, though, let's update the code. So what node version were we on again? 18. Let's do it. Hopefully this doesn't break all of the dependencies. I'm going to go with... Oh, I forget the cool way to write this, but... Can I just leave it as 18 and that's the same as... Let's see what happens. So... What happens? It was created with an older version of NPM. It was created with an ancient version of NPM. What does our output tell us? We got all kinds of errors. Who'd have thunk it? At this point, I'm probably just going to remove, if there are just some ancient dependencies that don't work anymore. Let's see. What failed here? So many things deprecated. Let's take a first crack at this, actually, without looking at that. What can be removed here? Blue tape for tests can't be removed. Cross env can't be removed. I'm going to do something controversial here. Just get rid of it. We'll get rid of standard as well. Faker we use. Key grip we use. NodeMon. Oh, let's get rid of it as well. Why? What did NodeMon do? NodeMon is what let the server auto restart after making changes. And back when I wrote the book, that was an important part of my workflow. But even when working on a web project now, sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. It's just more dependencies that need to be kept track of. What do we have up here in our regular dependencies? We have camel case keys. I'm just going to pull that right now. Actually, might not pull that one. I'm not sure. Express we would need. Knex, node mailer, pickup transport, PG, and pug. Yeah, we would need all of those because those are used. Like, I'm not going to completely redesign the book. Just let's hope and pray that it was one of those development dependencies that was the issue that we had. If not, we're going to have to do some serious debugging. It wasn't. Bummer. So, is it bcrypt? Interesting. Well, there's probably a new bcrypt. Let's find out. Oh my goodness. This keyboard, the keyboard that I'm using is configured for Windows. It's a Kinesis Freestyle Pro. It's a wonderful keyboard, but it's configured for Windows right now. But there's an app you can run to reconfigure the keyboard, and that app won't work anymore. I've contacted their support yesterday, but I mean, I don't expect a response that quickly. So, it's funny. I was searching bcrypt before. Node bcrypt set accessor M1 Mac. That's great. Is this because I'm on an M1 Mac now? The most likely problem is your path contains a space or special character. I don't think that's the case. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, so the keyboard thing, my command and alt buttons are swapped and my muscle memory is not liking that. So let's just remove bcrypt right there. And let's reinstall it. See what happens. That worked. Hey, only 17 high vulnerabilities. It's all right. It's all right. We're just going to get this thing running again. I want to fix those though. So let's see. Let's just go whole hog on it. Okay, we have some that can't be changed. PM audit fix. That's great. Did I then run an audit report? I don't care. Whatever you did, that's fine. Let's see what's not working now. Debug. Knex uses it. What did? Oh, I don't have Git. I wish I had done this as a Git repository. You know what? Okay, this is... Going to start over quick what we've done so far. And let's rm code. Whoops, rm dash rf code. We're going to unzip the folder again. So then if we go in there to code, it's not a Git repository, so that shouldn't do anything. Is svn status a command? It's not a working copy. Great. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it a Git repository and add everything in it. And just call that the initial commit. I'm not going to push this anywhere. That'll just be super useful. Oh, neat. A bot came in to offer promotion in the chat. So here's how we handle that. I don't remember how to do this. Oh yeah, we block. Wait, before I block though, let's make sure to report that because we don't want spam on the platform. Yep, just spam, probably a bot. It's at least spam, so we'll call it. Well, it's not large amounts. All right, I suspected of being a bot. Dropped in unannounced to peddle unwanted services. This is why we can't have nice things. Now we'll go ahead and block that user as well. And if I'm not mistaken, can I just remove you from... Well, I don't see how to remove it from the chat. Whatever. Okay, so coming back to our task here. Now we can go into the video tutorials folder and this Vim will be in the wrong place. Let's come out. Oh. I thought because I deleted the directory I was in, it would still point to the old one, but I guess Mac OS's file system handles that. That's pretty cool. Open this. Come to package JSON here. Package lock. I'm just going to, well, I mean, it'll just get rebuilt anyway, won't it? So come down here. We're going to change you to node 18. That's going to be the only requirement that we put on there. Now let's come back up here, do those controversial things. Not going to use the linter. If you want to know about that, message me. I'll tell you why. But I mean, the short of it is I want to be paying attention to the sorts of things that linters fix. And that's that. So I think that fixes that. So then we did an npm audit fix. Just do it. Oh, it's not dash dash fix. It's just npm audit fix. All right, and this is where we start hitting our bcrypt issue. So what changed in here? Not a whole lot. That's strange. Really? Did I git ignore the package lock file? I think back then that's not the sort of thing that it would. Oh, there is no git ignore, right? Because this is an when you write for prog, you get an SVN repository. So let's quit this. Go up one. There we go. Let's have a look at the SVN ignore. Yeah, nothing in there about the lock file. I'm surprised it didn't change it all. Well, I guess we haven't installed it, but wouldn't that have had to change the package file to do an audit fix? Did I clear the history? No, I didn't. Huh. I'm finding this very odd. If you haven't been able to tell from me saying that so many times right now. So let's open this back up. Really, nothing changed here. Maybe they can't. Maybe Fix doesn't do major versions of things. So that's exciting. That means we probably are going to need to go back through here and reinstall everything individually. Maybe there's a better way. I'm not sure what it is though. So let's see here. Can I safely open? Here's what I'll do. And what I want to fix here is, here, let's do a make dir notes. Go to notes and do this, and we'll add a notes.md. Fixing the book notes. Now what I want to do is paste in all of those. So we'll be coming back to this list. And then, no file name. Guess not. Oh, whoops. Right, this is notes.md. Now we can come back here and I'll split the view and open that here so I can see that list. So actually, I think I could just close the actual package file. And then we'll be doing, well, I mean, to do that, let's get rid of all of these first. And then we'll take these and put them down below as the dev. I mean, this isn't valid markdown by any stretch of the imagination. Don't know why I didn't just call it a text file, but here we are. So we'll do that. It's probably I hope it doesn't hit too much. So, okay. So if we're not going to have linting anymore, we're just going to remove that. Generate cookie secret, we would still need. Populate, we'd still need. Start, yes. Not going to do the dev server anymore. I hope that's not in the book anymore. I don't remember, and this isn't the computer that I wrote the book on. So those would be our scripts there. So let us, what do we want to do? We need to start installing these dependencies one by one. So npm install bcrypt. Let's just start this nice and clean, shall we? Let's try that again. We'll install bcrypt. Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. So that worked. Great. Next one. Bluebird. Oh, this is so my experience. If you blink, then all your JavaScript packages are wickedly out of date. Body parser. I hope these still exist. Okay, great. Got camel case keys. I think this is the one that is causing all the grief. in saying that, I'm not saying it's a bad package. It's just it made a decision to go with ES modules, and it's not a bad decision. It's just not what I want to have in the project anymore. So, okay, we got colors. We have cookie session. The sad part is, if this dramatically changes the print, the actual text of the book, then obviously we can't go update printed copies like the ones I have on my bookshelf on this side right there. But what did I just do? That was .env. So let's do email templates. This might be an insane way to do this. I'm just hoping it doesn't break things too bad. Okay, great so far. Ooh, Express did a major version. We'll see what happens. We may have to just go back to Express 4 with it. Eventide being Ruby based, if I had done it with Eventide, we would have used Rails likely for the web application layer. I mean, it's an interesting tech demo to show how you can use either technology. But interesting tech demo and what you want to support in the book, different things. All right, can't just tab support that. So pick up, transport. That's the one that lets us write text files instead of actually sending emails. So we'll do PG. We'll do pub. Oh, no. Of course, there's one called pub. Node modules pub. And that also means that we'll need to remove that from there. Oh, I already had package.json open, duh. And we'll move the lock file as well. So PG and pug. Now let's get snake case keys. Why do I keep trying to tab complete that? I don't know. Snake case keys, uuid, and validate.js. Please, folks, don't have changed your interfaces too bad. All right, that's that. So those are our runtime dependencies. Now we'll get our development dependencies. Why was it getting Eventide's message package? They may not. Wow. Slow down, talk normally. They may not even maintain those anymore. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. NPM, Eventide, message DB. Version 131. No, it has been updated. Okay, well, we'll do that. Then Eventide, message DB. Okay. Blue tape. That's what lets Bluebird work with tape. Not Bluebird, but it promise aware tape tests. Cross env. Why do I use that? I use it so that you could run this on Windows. That's right. Faker. Okay, so now we have removal of functional code. I wish I hadn't used Faker. It's not how I do it today. And it's not a bad thing. It's just... All right, let's have a look at this. But it's not how I do it today. Maintainer deliberately removed the functional code from this package. Oh, interesting. I use colors, don't I? So 140 I'm using after 1400 are vulnerable to denial of service. It was introduced to an infinite loop. I mean, that looks pretty rad, but okay. Yeah, okay. Well, but 140 seems to be safe. So let's actually change this one to be exactly 140. And then faker.js, faker. Is it every version of it? Oh, version 666. I see. Har har. Which one did we pull? We did 666. So what would be the last safe version of it? Oh, interesting. So now it's published as faker.js, faker. Yes. Okay. So that would be the difference there. So let's get rid of that one. I don't know what I'm going to do. Get status. We need the RM, RF node modules, faker, and we'll remove the package block. Like so. Probably should be updating this list as I get through them successfully as well. So here we are on faker. Now we just want to change this to add faker.js/faker. Let's double check that's correct. Faker.js, faker. I suppose I could have just copy pasted that, but I didn't anyway. Here we go. Cool. All right. Well, hope they didn't change the interface. Because otherwise we're going to have fun. What does key grip do again? Well, it doesn't matter because I probably referenced it in the text, so gotta have it. I don't think I referenced ESLint in the text. If I did, oops, yeah, we're not doing NodeMon anymore. So super test tape. Sweet. So if we do an NPM audit, that means we're done, right? Nope, the work is just beginning. So there's that. I'll close this file now. I don't think I need it open. This is looking better. All right, so we now have all the dependencies, which is good. So what we can do is try to run it. Let's see what happens. All kinds of problems, I'm sure. What do we get? Haha, it's that one. Camel case keys. All right, so we can fix that one straight away here. And the way to do that is come into source and we'll just need to put camel case keys in a file here. I think is the right way to do that. I'm not going to do like util or bin or anything. I guess I have a bin right there, but I don't know. The util folder in every software project just ends up being awful. So not going to do that. All right. Yeah. So let me just keep muttering things. I would actually like to look at the contents of the package to get a sense of what it looks like. And it looks like I have my Vim set up to not show me the node modules folder. It would seem. All right, fine. So let's do this. Let's ls node modules, camel case, keys. Ooh, did that happen to both of them? Let me check my assumptions about the licensing here. I'm not going to violate the license. That's not cool. Oh my goodness, how do I... There we go. Okay. So let's go to GitHub camel case. Actually, that'd be a silly way to do it. Let's come here. Camel case keys. And go. There we go. Convert objects to camel case. Published 2 months ago. Yeah, so it's still being maintained and everything. Okay, it is MIT licensed. So we can just poke at this here in GitHub. It's almost like it's just in one file. Yeah, it's not even that many, but it uses the camel case package. So let's have a look at that one. Can you see dependencies? 4 dependencies. Here we go. Camel case has this one forced it. Who did this one? Same person. I don't know how to say that username. But let's have a look. So if we go to package type module, yeah, so camel case would require it as well. So I'm going to need to get both of them. That's fine. But what does the code look like here? Again, it looks like it's going to be a single file kind of thing, right? Because it's not that complicated. So what? So export default, that's where it'll choke the way that I'm doing this. Okay, that's fine. This is all good. So what I want to do is come here and we'll open node modules, camel case keys, index.js. So this is the one we want to copy. And then I'll do camel case keys.js like so. Still never fixed that Vim issue there. So let's put the window on that one. We'll grab all this and paste it up here. And put in comment. This code was taken from... I think MIT doesn't require this, but not being a tool does require it. So there we go. Let's see, that code was taken from there. The package maintainer switched it to ESM, and we elected not to follow suit. So that's why we did it. Not going to fork it. That would just be silly. All right. So what does this mean? Hopefully, I better check all of these actually. Because if they've all gone that way, I'll just publish a second version of the book. I'm not sure. Second edition. Although it's not satisfying because I don't want to hose readers who have the other versions. So let's see here. I want to check out map, obj, quick LRU, and typefest. Map object keys and values into new object. Oh, same author. There's a really good chance. So is... Oh, wait. Ooh. Well... Oh, this is unfortunate. For me, is all. I mean, they're small packages, all of them. Ooh, I don't even know what that syntax means. Are those instance variables? Extends map. What do your tests look like? It's quite a few tests. Can you put colons in package names? Or is that... I've not seen that before. All right. what I think is going to happen is I'll convert camel case keys. We'll just copy that code over. But as soon as it goes to require something from one of these other dependencies, it's going to run into their concerns. If all 4 of these are just single index files, then I'll just copy the 4 index files. Ooh, this one, typefest. What is this? Collection of essential TypeScript types. So that one I can just do away with. Probably because I'm not interested in supporting TypeScript. So let's see here. All right, let's just start doing it and see what happens, and we can do it one by one. So if we come here, so which one is this? This is mine. Yeah, this is my source. This is in node modules. Close that. Okay, great. So instead of this would be const map object equals require. I think I did single quotes all throughout the book, and I want to be consistent with that. So let's just pick a. Yeah, I did. Okay. Shoot, didn't mean to do that. Can I do nerd tree? Neat. Hey, it's back. So this would be map obj. I did not do the semicolons though, so I'm going to make that change. This would become camel case. And that's inconsistent there, because if it's case like that, I would expect this to have a word break right here, but it doesn't. That's fine. How obtuse do I want to be here? I mean, I'm maintaining this, right? So quick LRU equals require quick LRU. Okay, I've got that. This is not going to work, but I'm just curious if I get the same. It's not a Rails project or an event type project. npm run test. So let's have a look here. Ooh, did that thing again. All right, let's see here. So which one is it this case? In this case? Oh, because you're still going to the root camel case keys, or the one in node modules. So let's come up to package JSON, and we're going to remove camel case keys. We're going to remove the package lock, and then we're going to remove node modules real quick. And install everything. Now our error should be camel case keys doesn't exist. Okay. That's exciting. Let's try to run those tests again. The error that I'm expecting is that I can't find camel case keys. Great. Does it tell me every file? No, it doesn't. That's a shame. I mean, it's also not that big of a deal, right? Where is the... Did you show the line? Where... You don't. Okay, so let's do... Oh, let's spell it correctly. So how many do we have? Not too many. Not too many. I'm going to cheat because I don't know how to do the following in Vim or from the command line. So I'm just going to go open Sublime Text real quick. And we're going to look for camel case keys. And that text is like, could that be smaller? Possibly. Try to make that somewhat legible. And, oh, that's okay. Point taken. Let's make this smaller. So it looks like increasing the size in Sublime doesn't increase the size of the navigation. So apologies for that. We won't be in here very long. So we're going to look for camel case keys in all the projects. And this looks like the right kind of thing here. So let's open that back up, and we're going to change this to, I think, I don't remember, honestly. Like, what is my relative pathing here? So if I go into, say, config.js, oh, because it's relative to wherever the thing requiring it is. Oh, it's not going to be that simple, is it? I need to go through these one by one anyway. I still think that will be faster here than in Vim. Like swapping, well, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. So close U and open source aggregators, admin users, test.js. And here we use, what do we even use it for? Oh, because I manually camel case the keys there. Fine. But now this is a relative helper. How much did we show of the test helper in the book? I don't remember. Because I'm wondering, well, no, because I need to do this everywhere anyway. Okay, so we're in source aggregators test. So this would come out of here, and it would come down here now because it is within our project, and I do a white space between the ones from packages and ones that aren't. So then we're going to go, we're in aggregators up to source, camel case keys. That shouldn't, it's not so bad, is it? So then the admin, source, aggregators, admin, stream sets. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab, actually, I need to put that into a buffer that won't go away. So there we go. Admin streams test. Like that and like that. And then the next one is the user credentials aggregator. But all of these aggregator tests are going to have this. Did I do that right? Yeah, looks like it. I mean, assuming that was even right, how confident do I feel in this? We'll see. I feel very confident in it. But, I mean, that has never bitten anyone in the history of computer programming. Does video operations aggregator not do it? I see. They just came in a random order here. And now I'm breaking that order, so it's going to make everything more complicated. Unless I missed it. Was there video operations? Huh. Maybe I went too far. So user credentials I did. That was video operations. Now we want admin, subscriber positions test. That and like that. And then source app. Register users. Register users test. There we go. Camel case. Oh, wait, what? Wait a second. Oh, no, that's just in the index of it. There we go, right there. So I was keeping these in the temporal order that they were added to the file, unfortunately. And that just had to do with making it appear in the text, making that work better. The way that their build tooling works is that you can put special comments in place in the text, and then their build stuff can figure that out to put snippets into the text and whatnot. And I was trying to keep them all alphabetical, but that would mean then that things that were added later got put up here, and then just keeping that all straight and trying to get it to show up in the book was not a good time. Because typically I would alphabetize them by the file they were taken from, but back when I was doing this sort of thing, But whatever. I'll just add it at the end. That's fine. I mean, our editors have search capability typically, so it's probably not that big of a deal. So the creators portal index will also have it. So we can put that in. I bet they all have it. So source app admin index. And then source app home index. Oh, wait, I'm doing this wrong. I'm just doing the straight replace here, but this is actually in home. One to add. Yeah, these need to have curses. Let's do this. If they're in here at all, they will be in the test files. So we'll go to all the test files. Yeah, forget the search. We're just going to do a linear thing here. You do not have a reference to it. You do, and you're taken care of. Video operations does, and it's taken care of. And that is that. Okay, great. So now we come down to app admin index. So you are in admin. That took you up to app. One more to get to source. So I'll yank that, put it in the clipboard, authenticate, index. Okay, in what case keys would go there. Comes out of right there. Yeah, I would expect these. I'm just going to go with the index as being the thing that will have it for now. And we'll get it on the second pass if it doesn't. Just one more look through here. Snake case appears everywhere, but I don't think snake case's author made the same change, or at least hadn't as of the last time that I looked at this. So who knows? Maybe it is. Okay, record viewings is good. Register users, your index. I would be surprised. Okay. Oh, I see. I already incorrectly did this one. That's why it's not that way. Right, I remember that. Okay. Cool. So components. Do any of you? Possibly not. So let's see what happens if we run the test. What are we getting? Right, because there was the... There's so much that has to be changed just to get it running. Yeah, this was a change in everywhere that we use uuid. This one can just be a straight up find and replace in it. So I am going to use Sublime for that. I think I was using Visual Studio Code when I last attempted this on screen. So on stream, let's close that one. And what we're looking for is require uuid. I believe. No. In the book, we did this, right? Yeah. So now what you have to do is like so. If we replace all of those. Yeah. That should be good there. And then let's save all these files. I hit save as, didn't I? Save all. What? Oh, because it's the untitled one that it wants to do. I see. Let's click left a whole bunch of times like we're playing a clicker game. Now will you work? There we go. Okay. I mean, it's totally user error. It's not the app's fault. But it should have known. All right, what did we get this time? Export. Great. So now it's trying to load camel case keys. I feel very like the software is out of my control right now, and I don't like the feeling. I don't typically like just like, hey, let's run it and see what happens. I like knowing what's going to happen, but I think that would be even slower. So what we would just want to have here is like that, and I think then module.export equals camel case keys. Now, what I'm expecting to get is ESM. Well, actually, give me module not found because it's trying to use camel case. Right? Yeah, I can't find camel case. Okay, so let's try it. Pretty sure this is not going to work, but it's worth a shot. npm install -- save camel case. Run our tests. ESM module problem. Yeah, okay. That's what I was expecting. Okay, so let's remove the package lock. Let's remove node modules camel. Oh, actually, I need to copy its content over, don't I? And I better decide if I'm going to do this or not right now because I don't want to go back through and change all those paths again multiple times. Well, I wouldn't have to change them multiple times. If I decide to move it, I will move it one time. It hurts. It won't be bad though, because I'm just going to append a path. So what I want to do, well, first of all, got a message. I'm going to look at it. Why can't I see it? Because it's over on that monitor. Ah, I see. Okay. All right, so we're going to make a folder for this stuff. We'll call it camel case. Seems like a good folder name. Did I just put it in the message store one? That was silly. Let's put it directly in source. There it is. And then close the message store one. We'll move camel case keys to camel case. Yes, replace it. Great. So that is moved there. So now everything that worked previously will now fail. That's okay. Let's come back to Sublime. Close a whole lot of files here. Is there a close all? Close all files. Look at that. That's great. Okay, so we want to look in the project for where we are requiring they all have at least that in them, right? Great. Okay, so what we could do is replace all the instances of that with camel case keys, like so. I think that sounds about right. 11 places. And then save all. Hey, and we didn't have some random file open, prompting us to save it to a specific place. So now if we come back here and we run the tests, I expect to see the same ESM module error. Great. That's what we saw. So now then we can come in here to camel case and we can make a camel case.js file. Open it. And then also open node modules camel case index.js, like so. Grab all of this, put it in there, and then open camel case keys again. Grab our little notice of what we did to give credit where credit is due. Now with that, then we can come down here and rmsr node modules camel case. Great. Camel case keys will need to reference its sibling file like so. And then we can close that. And now we just need to convert this to not be an ESM module, which is like an ATM machine. This doesn't actually look that hard. Is it a single? Yeah, this doesn't import anything. Okay, this is great. All right, so let's see. We just have that. Leave the F though, and then module.exports equals, and I forgot the casing out. It's camel case like that. All right, let's try running those tests again. What do I expect to have happen? Probably some other dependency, one of those other dependencies that camel case keys has. It'll say package not found. The LRU one. Yeah, quick LRU. Okay, great. This is not so bad. Okay, we're making progress here. So MA quick LRU.js. Like so. It's camel case keys that uses that, right? Let's bring you down to be your sibling. Now you should find it, but like some nil error or something, right? Null error or undefined. Yeah, not a constructor. Same thing. It doesn't exist. That's the problem. So let's go get the quick LRU code. And that is right here. So let's grab the raw version of that. Copy. Oh, wait, hang on a sec. I did something wrong. So there's all that. That's great. What did I do wrong? This wouldn't be taken from camel case keys. That would just be taken from camel case. And I really want to make sure I have that correct to give credit where credit is due. Yes, that was correct. And then quick LRU is probably the same thing. So grab that. Put you in there. And then put you there. Great. Okay. So this one's slightly more involved. That's fine. Can you do that? Interesting. Does that work if you require? So set timeout as delay. This would end up being const delay equals require node timers promises dot set timeout. That would still be up there. Right, because it hasn't even been parsed. Oh, what's this? AVA. No test runner that lets you develop with confidence. Test runner? What are we using a test runner for in this file? Let's get the right window there. All right, test that we're looking for. Because this has a bunch of tests in it. Did I grab the wrong file? This is completely the wrong code. Let's get completely the right code. Oh, right. This one's got... But this is an ES6 thing. Like, classes exist without modules. That's a separate issue. So I think there's still a chance that this will work properly. By properly, I mean the way that I want it to, because of course that's what that means. So do the class like that. Come down here. Oops, didn't mean to do that twice. Module.exports equals quick LRU, like so. All right. What'd we get? Okay, we're now onto a problem with UUID v5s. Not a problem. So what was that? Do we have a history of things we searched for before? We do. How lovely. And we have you as well. Great. So we want wherever you were v5, do a v5. Oh, in all one places where that is what we do. Let's go ahead and replace that. Sure. Say all. What did we get this time? Oh. Whoops. There we go, like so. Cannot find modules, so that's probably just the path is wrong. So this is in source app admin index. So we were in admin, we go up. Oh, it's not enough dots there. Okay. App admin index is incorrect. That's fine. App admin index. Yes, load it. Go up one more. Cannot find module faker. Great. So we're on to faker now. I don't know in how many places we require faker. What just happened? I went up one. How do you like go into that one and only that one? I don't know. Fine, let's start. Should learn how to do that. Faker. I'm looking for faker. In a whole one place. Really? I pulled in faker to do a single usage of it. I'm not happy about that. What chapter would we be talking about that in? Adding an email component. Where do we write our first aggregator? It's in a test. Registering users. Superficially validating. So the first component, aggregating registered events. So 120. But this is in the admin section. So this would be in the debugging chapter, I think. Yeah, introducing the admin portal, creating users. Which was a total joke because we don't create users. Users register. But, you know, I'm so clever with that. So let's look at... Sorry, I can't show this on the screen very well. But I'm just looking in the book to see... Did we show the tests for the administrative aggregators? My guess is no, and if we didn't, hooray. Because that'll make getting this working a whole lot simpler. So we can use the correlation stream name to do that. From the beginning, messages by stream, admin streams, but none of these are popping up as tests. Yeah, looks like we did not. So that's fantastic. So if that's the case, forget this. I'm just going to drop the whole thing in the first place. There was no need to pull in faker just to get a example email address. This is, I'll just do some user at example.com. And then come back here. You're going to remove faker altogether. Are there really that many? Holy cow. Oh, do I have to? There we go. So yeah, we'll just get rid of that. RF. Sorry, don't need to RF the package. Is there no? Oh, I already did that. So we can also remove. I don't think I removed camel case from there. Did I? I did. Okay, so let's just run npm install. That should regenerate the package file. Sorry, the package lock file. And then we can come up here, reload you. Great. So now there's no need for faker anymore. What? Oh, right, because it's still in the code that we're using it. What one was that? Was it the admin users test? Yes, it was. Where are we going here? So source, aggregators, admin users, test.js. We'll just get rid of you. Okay. Postgres is not running. That's what we want to see. I have a Docker file in here, I believe, but this is going to bite. The trouble, I would normally like to do this as a series of small changes, but like it was so behind that it needs to be done more often than that. Yeah, so Postgres 10. Yeah, this is no good. Let's see. Here's what, we have too many tabs open. Said every developer ever. This was such a good meetup. Was May the last time I streamed? So I guess it wasn't 8 months, whatever. What am I looking for here? Completely drawing a blank. Docker Hub. I think I just put it under my own name. Yeah, here we go. 131 it is at. So let's update that. And then what's Postgres at? Docker Hub Postgres. 15 it is at. So we'll go with 15. That Postgres image is going to have some problems because there were some changes to when you have an unsecured authorization, which obviously in production don't do that, but here it's just fine. So Docker compose rm-f and Docker compose up. Let's see what the output from that is. Got to pull some things. There it is. Postgres host auth method has been set to trust. This will allow anyone. Yes, we do that intentionally in the message DB one, but that is not done when you pull in the root Postgres package there. So we need to grab this stuff. Close you. And add this to the environment. So right here, like so, and put that there. Now when we run this again, that warning should go away. The database should be working just fine. I need to check something real quick that I don't necessarily want to put up on the screen. Some kind of credential related stuff. Just pulling up my database viewer here. Let's see here. Let's get, does this work? Practical microservices, view database. Is that the one? It is. Okay. Just going to rename a few things here real quick. Cool. All right, so we could look at these now. There's that, and then we would have message DB local. Great, there it is. Okay, cool. So those are running. So we will actually need to have both of these windows up. Fixbook video tutorials, Docker compose, rm-f, and Docker compose up. I just like to blow away the databases every time I run that. So now we can run the tests. And they ran. Should I act so surprised about this? I'm genuinely thrilled that that's how easy it was to convert the code. Like, that's fantastic. Obviously, that's not enough to know that it's working. We need to run it and click around in it like we used to. What did I just do? I don't know. Let's open this again. Let's see here. So have a look at the package. I want to make sure that all of these scripts work. So we do npm run generate cookie secret. What does that one do? I forget what we use that for. Would that be in source bin? Probably. Strange place to put bin. We just get a cookie secret. Oh, I think that was so that when we go to deploy, we deploy to Heroku in the book. I can't fix that one. Not in the first edition, but Heroku was free when the book got published, or at least you could run instances on Heroku a little bit each month for free. Then they changed that, and that's fine. But that would require an entire chapter rewrite, and that's not going to happen in the first edition of the book. Populate here would give me a bunch of things in the message store. I need to make sure they all work, though, is the thing. So let's run it. npm run populate. Neat. So npm run start. Oh, we have some problems here. What do we have? Undefined key bindings detected. Oh, that's unfortunate. That must be an interface change with either the PG library or knex. But a whole lot of stuff is running, which is pretty cool. We need to fix that, though. We're not done. Well, let's have a look at it. So, but that doesn't appear snake case very often. Wow, you can see the date on this. 2018 is when I wrote this migration. Looking for the date. It's 2023, so that was over 5 years ago. about 5 years ago. Dang. All right, source aggregators, creators, videos. Interesting. That was the only one that failed, so maybe it just actually means that there was some bad data. I could go for that. How do we inspect that? Let's use the tools that we have available to us. I'm curious if I can just use the debug interface. Let's see if that was useful at all. So npm, you just say npm start. Okay, we're still going to get that same error. That's fine. That just means that that aggregator isn't running. So this actually is not brilliant. I've said a lot, don't use the book's code to run things in production. We actually did that more or less at a job. And this is one of the things that we got bit with. So all of these components, aggregators, web servers, they're all running in the same process. And you generally, unless you're in extreme circumstances, you don't want to run components or view data components, which is what I call aggregators now, because that's the correct name for them. You don't want to run them in the same process because components crash and restart. It happens, right? You just accept it. That's just part of operating them. It's not a problem. But they crash and restart, and that's all wonderful, and it doesn't take them that long to get going again. But if it's a web server in the same process, the process has to restart, which means the web server will be unavailable for a bit there, and we don't want to have that. So in the book code, it all runs in the same process just for simplicity. I didn't want you as a reader to have to navigate to 7 different directories and run them to see the whole system running, which, to be very clear, when we're developing these sorts of things in the real world, we don't run them all at once. We have no need to do that. The architecture doesn't require it. We have proper testing and design practices in place such that we never need to run them all locally to have confidence that they're working properly. We do deploy them to an environment to see them all integrated with one another and running, and run some manual testing there. It's really just verification at that point, some final inspection. However, the book's development flow was a little bit different than it would be in the real world, in that there was no environment like that set up to deploy all these things together for everyone to use. Obviously, you're not going to start a new environment for everyone that wants to run one. So it was really important to be able to run them all locally, which is not how you typically run these things when you're actually working on them. That said, so I had a choice. Do I crash the whole process if something breaks, or let everything else keep running? And I went with let everything else keep running. So that's what you see here. When what's called an aggregator in here or a component breaks, it just stops running, but everything else keeps running. It was a design choice. And I don't know that it was wrong for the book, but it does mean that everything else is running right now, though. So here we go. I think the way that we get to the admin is to just go wait for this great security /admin. Yeah, so that puts in... Wait, how did this work? Well, I didn't use Faker, so it must... install message store in Heroku, right? Okay, so example messages. Oh, I see. It's just a JSON file with the full... I probably generated this with Faker and then just saved the resulting data from it. So, identity stream. I wouldn't call it that anymore either. These are all just identity things, though. Oh, but maybe that populate script. What does it do? Okay. Populate the message store with some known test data. If you come across this sooner and are wondering what the heck this is all about, well, that's what the heck this is all about. All right, so what did we do? Right. For each event, we just got which we just got out of there. We write one. Why would anything have been trying to write a transcoded URI message in the first place, just as a first run? Oh, because we ran the tests and they run in the same database. That's probably what it is. So there may not actually be a problem with anything. It's just that testing data is incomplete. So let's blow everything away again. And we'll run npm run populate. There we go. npm start. Yeah, okay, nothing crashed. Okay, there's no bug. Phew. I'm really happy about that. That's good to know. All right, so these are all the same actually, right? Because it's just a JSON file and we take all the things. All right, so great. Right, so nothing's been watched. We can record watching a video, reload it. Let's make sure registration works. My super secure ASDF password. Logging in worked. Great. So let's go to the creators portal. I'm going to switch back to just me real quick while I pick a file to upload to pretend to be the video, and it'll be the firmware update installation guide for my keyboard. So let's go ahead and upload that. It was uploaded, and I think we have to reload for that to work because I didn't quite handle all the server rendering concerns as perfectly as I would like to have. So that creates this entitled one. We can go look at it. Oh no. Oh, that's so sad. It used to Rickroll you, I think. And so the preview here, it was either never going to give you up or it was this Jurassic Park with recorder theme. Does this still work? Will be the name of it. So let's keep it like that. So that goes to our operation here, comes back, that's set. And now it has a description. And we'll do that. Oh, right. That wasn't implemented. That one was left as an exercise for the reader. So that wasn't an error in the software. I think we're working. The test suite ran. I've just now done everything you can do in the UI for the most part. Let's go have a look at the admin section. So what are our messages? This shows every message in the message store without pagination. I think I call that out in the book. So if you were to write a viewer like this, of course, don't do it that way. But we can click on an individual message and see its data. See the trace ID, every message in the system that had the same trace ID. So registered became a registered, became a send, became a sent, became a registration email sent. So that shows pub sub between the components. Never did categories. That's fine. So here are all of the unique streams in the system and the last message global position of them. Component read position. So this is, I think it's every 1,000 or 100 messages by default. Components will write a message of what they read to. That is purely a performance enhancement. That is something that we talk about in the book, so I won't belabor the point here, but it looks like it's fixed. What changed? So many things changed, but it's all kind of inconsequential stuff. I don't know if any of these changes actually showed up in the text of the book. It's like, what are we looking at? Different Postgres version, fine. Package lock, don't even care about it. Watch this. Git add package lock.json. Now when I do a git diff, it won't show up. So when the package file, a bunch of versions there change. That's fine. Cookie sessions out of beta. Neat. Email templates. Just curious. How did that one change? Oh, it's now on version 11. That's a thing to look at, though. I mean, it didn't crash, which is good. But here in temp, yeah, there's our emails. They all look fine. Wonder what changed in those many major versions between. Got rid of all that stuff that we weren't using anyway. I used to have prettier enabled. I don't anymore. I'm not going to worry about the inconsistency of the... Well, I guess... Hang on a sec. I am going to worry about it. So if we come here, the original author used tabs instead of spaces. You know what, though? Like, it's called out this was taken from elsewhere, so I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think it matters one whit. So we change the uuid importing. All the camel case stuff just now points to itself. I mean, to within our own project. I think it's good. I mean, that's pretty much what all of the changes are. Just how we require things and then adding some new files. And this is probably horrific to look at on a video screen to someone scrolling through all of this. Sorry about that. Oh, there's an example of something real quick. It's that little one there, that gives you something to reference in the code. But a change like that, components, identity, write, send command. Okay, so that's from the getting a component to use another component. So we added the email component. Oh, where do we add this into? Adding email to the registration process. So page 145. Identity index. Write send command. Write send command. Yeah, so I can see here in the text where it pulled in that line, it has a little one next to it. First off, we require functions to generate both v4 and v5 UUIDs. Version 5 UUIDs generate a UUID by hashing a piece of known data. This lets us get a predictable UUID given, say, an email address. Yeah, I'd probably do that differently as well, but whatever. Not the UUID v5. I think that's fine. But the stream name, like if an email address is a resource that has some uniqueness, things you need to consider with it. And so maybe it should have its own stream. But yeah, the way that it's worded here in the text is just we say we require functions to generate them. The fact that we changed exactly how we require that is immaterial to the flow of the text. So just scrolling through this some more. Yeah, that's what all the changes are. All right, so like this isn't ready to ship to the publisher yet because I would need to take all of these changes and then put them into the other copies of the project that we have effectively. Oh, this is where I really wish I'd used packages more liberally, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to do that on stream here because I've got some other things to do today for one. But hey, it's good to be back streaming this. Wait a second. I need to switch to the big view for this. I am really happy with the way this turned out. That was a much better approach to dealing with it than converting the whole thing over to ES modules. I don't see the need for them. I don't see what they bring. The day may come when it all needs to be ported over to that. And maybe I'll change that when that time comes. But for now, I know how to get this fixed, get it pushed up, and then people can download the book's code and run it and not hate this guy kind of a thing. Yeah, so hey, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. We're coming up on New Year, the New Year. So I hope you have a lovely one of those. Today is a Friday, so probably won't stream tomorrow, but I'm hoping to get back into this. We'll see how it goes. I have a new job. I love my current job. It hasn't burned me out like the previous one did. Anyway, we're going to hopefully figure out how to keep doing this on a regular basis. I don't know if that'll always be at noon or whatever, but yeah. See you next time. And until then, happy coding.